I'm feeling a major sense of deja vu. 2 years ago, we were in the same exact place we are now. Nintendo Direct, the 12th of April, 2017. Bam, Kirby's 25th anniversary. Team Kirby Clash Deluxe is revealed, and Shadow dropped that same day. Well, hey, alright, an upgraded version of the Team Kirby Clash game that was in Planet Robobot. It tries out that whole free-to-start model too, and why not continue to use the pink puffball guinea pig to try something new? It was alright. Also, remember when they teased a multiplayer action game for the 3DS and I thought it was gonna be Amazing Mirror 2? Ah, that is what unbridled optimism looks like. And then we cut to the end of summer 2019 and another Nintendo Direct happened on September 4th, where they did the same exact thing. You know, I did think that we were a bit overdue for a Kirby spin-off, and in typical Nintendo Direct fashion, I made a little prediction stating that, hey, this was gonna be the time and place to announce one. And I was like the only person to do that, so that felt nice.
Really cool. Get a load of this.
What did I say? I said it. I said a new Kirby game and no one believed me.
Listen, alright? I know my Kirby franchise, I know what I'm talking about. It was at that same time that they also revealed what the anti-Kirbys were gonna look like in the Link's Awakening remake. That was pretty neat, and they even made a theme for Tetris 99. I can hardly contain my excitement. So now we have Super Kirby Clash for the Switch, set to more or less do the same exact thing as the 3DS game, just now on a big screen. Definitely not what I thought they were gonna do for the next HD Kirby game, but lo and behold, here we are. After the initial reveal, it didn't really seem like there was much originality with this one. Is this basically a port, or is there something else deep within? I mean, they brought Nightmare back. Didn't think they were just gonna throw that in as if it was nothing, but they did. And as humorous as it would be to literally just re-upload the old video with a new thumbnail and title attached to it, come on now, as if I wasn't gonna make a video on the new Kirby game. The story tells of an evil hornhead going on a rampage across the seaside. Go stop him. Okay, foolish me for expecting a bit more of a story in the console version. This time around, that's on me. I apologize. It's the same exact thing as before. And actually, paying attention to the dialogue, I really think this is not a sequel. There may be a line or two somewhere in the game that talks about the adventures of the previous game, but Bandana D treats you as if you're a brand new visitor. So we have a good old reboot, I guess? Which means that I think once again we have to continue acting as if this Magolor here is like different than the original one because he's wearing green instead and therefore is not a potential vessel for evil. Sure. After all that's done, we get to dive into the game, and it's all about going through a bunch of different battles across different lands, all in the vein of completing quests. Each one gives you a bunch of new items, you unlock some new gear at the in-game shops, and you get experience points thrown at you to level up your Kirby. Roundness increased by 3. Not that it matters. You watch your mouth. And you can do this with a group of 4 Kirbys of varying classes. There's Sword, Doctor, Hammer, and Mage. Each one has its own pros and cons, and a relatively wide moveset to handle the obstacles in a bunch of ways. Although Mage is far and away the best one of the bunch. The charge move that you can pull off not only does a lot of damage, but after enough hits, it just freezes the enemy in place for a while so everyone can do a ton more damage. Yeah, you want some easy tips on how to blaze through the game? Just do this. It makes the entire adventure a whole lot easier, and I still haven't decided if that's a good or bad thing yet. And then, yeah, just go and fight and keep doing that until the credits roll. And that's where the whole free to start stuff comes to play. You see, up at the top of the screen there, you have a vigor meter. Each battle takes up a certain amount of it, and unless you level up, which refills it, you gotta be prepared to wait because every single quest takes some of those points away. Later on in the game, they also cost apples to even open up in the first place. And while you can harvest apples after 12 hours, don't be surprised if you run low on that and vigor very, very quickly. Especially when the apples are also the currency to buy new items. I guess at that point, it sorta does fit that mobile game mentality. This isn't a game that you're meant to blast through. It's a game that's just there to last a couple of minutes by just popping it on, doing a mission, and then going back to your day. Or I have a problem. Listen, alright, let's be honest here. I already basically did all of this stuff. I mainly just wanted to see what's new here. I've already done my time. Don't judge me. I bought 5,000 gem apples in one foul swoop, and now the tree harvests 2,000 at a time. With that, I bought a bunch of EXP upgrades and attack ups for days. I'm ready to go. As for that new stuff that I was really excited about, yeah, nothing. There's like next to nothing new in Super Kirby Clash that wasn't already in Team Kirby Clash Deluxe on the 3DS 2 years ago. To be honest with you, I'm kind of stunned. I mean, now there's an electric version of Bonkers. Cool. Like, it's kinda neat seeing elemental-based bosses having their elements swapped with something else, but oh yeah, Nightmare! Okay, this part's pretty sick. You only encounter him a few times in the franchise, and if you don't count King DDD in Kirby's Dream Land, he is the very first ever main creepy antagonist. I mean, look at that chin. That chin's pretty creepy. I know, technically, it's not Nightmare, it's Parallel Nightmare. Ooh, it's the same thing. And they remixed the boss battle theme as well. This is pretty cool. That's it, though? The final boss of the 3DS game, King D Mind, returns, as does Taranza and a parallel form of Susie. There is a new creepier form of Krako that's relatively interesting. Galactonite is back too. That's kind of cool. This time he's called Aeon Hero for some reason. Don't understand why they did that. He's even got a new skin. Cool. I know I'm really stretching here, but that's all I have to work with. Also, am I the only one that thinks that Galactonite as the secret final boss is getting pretty old? Yeah, we did have a bit of a fake out in Star Allies, but hey, it was close enough. Either add some more significant lore to this guy or just leave him in the sidelines. The big appeal of this version would have to be the local and online multiplayer with the party quests. It's kinda cool that you can play the game with others no matter where they are, and when you're not a psychopath like I am, it is a good way to level up some more at a reasonable pace. But this is Nintendo Online we're talking about here. Button lag and frame drops whenever the Switch feels like it, your mileage is gonna vary, etc, etc. It's Super Mario Maker 2 all over again. Honestly, this game is super disappointing. There was totally some potential here. The developers had 2 years to really do something neat in the transition to high definition. More returning bosses like Necrotius, more abilities to work with like Artist or even Sleep. They managed to make a moveset for it in Battle Royale, so why not? Oh, but they went ahead and changed the color of the magical girl outfit. Yeah, I got nothing. Though Kirby does look fabulous. They did add brand new super deluxe forms of all the gear, that wasn't in the original, but that just ends up requiring more grinding to be able to purchase them, which the game already has a ton of. At least the achievement system returns as well. The 3DS game had 256, definitely something that could take up a huge chunk of your time. As for Super, dear God! But the real kicker here, the game runs at 30 frames per second as opposed to Team Kirby Clash Deluxe running at 60. Now I've said this before, I am not a frame rate snob, and sure, the Switch version does look better, but man, when both games play so similarly, this just feels like a downgrade. It's the same thing with Star Allies. Running at 30 wasn't really a problem, but coming from the higher frame rates of the 3DS games, it feels like a downgrade. Man, I did not expect Kirby's jump to HD was gonna be so bumpy. There is nothing new here. Maybe if you didn't play the game on 3DS, I could recommend this easier, and it is free to start, so I guess it couldn't really hurt to at least check it out. But man, this is the 3rd time now that they've gone ahead and made this game, when you consider it did start off in Planet Robobot. The freshness is totally gone, and as a result, maybe I could recommend Team Kirby Clash Deluxe instead, just because it did it first. It is definitely time that we got some more originality in the Kirby franchise. You know, Star Allies became good after they added all the fan service in there, but I would say we haven't had anything overall awesome since 2016's Planet Robobot. I know I'm saying it a bunch in this episode, that's because that game was really, really good. And since then, yeah, we haven't really had a whole lot, and it's kind of upsetting. You know, fingers crossed for 2020, that may finally be the time we get something that's gonna really shake the foundation of what this franchise is all about. But until then, you know, if the developers aren't gonna do something, maybe the fans will? Oh man, is Anthony finally gonna do it? Is he finally gonna fulfill the prophecy? Is he gonna do an episode of Kirby ROM hacks? Yeah, sure, why not?